Part 1. Command Your Morning, Control Your Life, from the series Built for Victory. Lessons from Napoleon Hill. Studio microphone, opening hook, voiceover, slow, powerful. Most people wake up and fall straight into the trap, rushing, reacting, repeating the same tired patterns as yesterday. But what if the first 10 minutes of your day could rewire your entire future? What if one morning decision could shape your mindset, your identity, and your destiny? Because here's the truth: the way you begin is the way you become. Studio microphone, scene 1. The morning trap. Let me ask you something real. What's the first thing you do when you wake up? Do you grab your phone? Check messages? Scroll news? Let the world enter your mind before you even stand up? If so, you're not alone. Most people don't rise, they react. They wake up on defense. Alarm goes off, and boom, your mind's already hijacked by the world. And no time to think. No time to breathe. Just pressure. Just noise. But that's not how winners live. That's not how leaders move. That's not how greatness is built. Studio microphone, scene 2. Your morning is your mirror. Here's what nobody told you. Your morning is a mirror. It reflects your discipline, your direction, your desires. If I could follow you for just one morning, I could predict your future. Not because I'm a genius, but because your morning tells the truth. The way you start is the way you live, and the way you live is the way you lead. Studio microphone, scene 3. The power of ritual. So how do you break the pattern? How do you step into power before the world pulls you into chaos? Simple. You build a ritual. A consistent, intentional set of actions that put you in the driver's seat. Before the world demands from you, you decide who you are. Before anyone tells you what to do, you remind yourself what you're here for. That's how leaders move. That's how champions start their day. Studio microphone, scene 4. The first hour is a statement. The first hour after you wake up is not just time, it's a statement. It tells the world, I am in control, or I am controlled. That one choice decides everything. So what's the first thing you feed your mind? News? Fear? Gossip? Or clarity? Focus? Vision? Start your day like a follower, and you'll follow all day. Start your day like a leader, and you'll lead all day. Studio microphone, scene 5. Don't snooze your future. Let's talk about that snooze button. Every time you hit snooze, you're not just delaying your wake up, you're delaying your life. You're training your mind to hesitate, to avoid discomfort, to hide. But success never lives in comfort. Success lives in movement. Success lives in that one hard decision you make before breakfast. Studio microphone, scene 6. Do one hard thing first. You want momentum? Here's your weapon. Do one hard thing first. Something your mind resists. Cold shower. Workout. Writing. Silence. Prayer. It doesn't matter what it is, only that it's hard. Because once you conquer resistance, the rest of your day listens to you. This is the habit of high performers. They don't wait for motivation, they create it. They move before they feel like it. They act before doubt can catch up. Studio microphone, scene 7. Speak life into your day. And now, your voice. What do you say when you wake up? Do you speak strength? Or stress? Do you declare purpose? Or pain? Most people say things like, I'm tired. Today's gonna be rough. I'm already behind. And guess what? They build a life that matches their language. But the few, the focused few, they speak life. I was built for this. Today I create momentum. I am becoming unstoppable. Not because they're lying to themselves, but because they're programming their future. Your subconscious doesn't care what's true. It believes what's repeated. Speak power, and your body follows. Speak leadership, and your habits follow. Speak vision, and your future listens. Studio microphone, scene 8. Move your body, shift your state. Now, don't just speak it, move it. The body is not just a vehicle. It's a trigger. Your posture, your breath, your motion. It rewires your emotion. You ever notice how slumped shoulders feel like defeat? Shallow breaths feel like anxiety? Change the body, change the state. So move. Walk. Stretch. Breathe deep. Even 10 minutes can ignite your fire. Winners move with intention. They don't lounge in limitation, they rise. Motion creates emotion. And movement turns thoughts into action. Studio microphone, scene 9. The sacred first 10 minutes. There is a moment, right after you open your eyes. Before the noise. Before the world grabs you. It's quiet. Sacred. Powerful. And it belongs to you. Use that moment to choose who you are. Most people reach for their phones. Winners reach for themselves. They breathe. They reflect. They speak life. They write. They move. They protect that moment, because they know that moment builds momentum. Studio microphone, closing. This is your edge. This is the edge. Not talent. Not connections. Not money. Ritual. Discipline. Deciding to own the day. Before it owns you. So tomorrow morning. Before you check your phone. Before you scroll. Before the world gets a word in. You speak. You move. You lead. You win. Because the first decision of your day should be victory. And when you win the morning, you win the day. And when you win enough days, you win a lifetime. Welcome to your new life. Part 2 begins when you decide that from now on, your morning belongs to you. Part 2, write it down or lose yourself, from the series Built for Victory. Lessons from Napoleon Hill. Studio microphone, opening hook, spoken slow, with weight. You must take hold of that first moment, before the world does. Before the headlines. Before the messages. Before the noise. That moment belongs to you. Not to what's trending. Not to what others expect, but to what your spirit knows to be true. Studio microphone, scene 1. What matters most? Every morning you face a choice. Let the world lead your thoughts. Or lead your own mind. It sounds simple, but it's not easy. Because the world is loud. Demanding. Constant. And if you don't take charge of your first moments, the world will. It will define your priorities before you remember your purpose. It will tell you who you are before you remind yourself. But you weren't built for that kind of mental slavery. You were built to lead. And the first person you must lead is you. Studio microphone, scene 2. Repetition builds identity. This is not something you do once in a while. This is daily. Because repetition carves identity. What you repeat becomes what you believe. What you believe becomes how you behave. How you behave becomes who you are. So write your thoughts, even if they're messy. Speak your vision, even if your voice trembles. Move your body, even if it resists. These are not small acts. These are the declarations of someone becoming. Studio microphone, scene 3. Believe in your becoming. Most people wait for success to feel confident. You can't. You must walk the path before the applause. You must believe in your becoming, before anyone else does. If you don't believe in your own future, why should anyone else? If you don't protect that sacred moment in the morning, the world will steal it. And the world doesn't care about your dream. It only cares about your attention. That's why leaders, real leaders, protect that window of clarity like a fortress. Because it's not just about control. It's about freedom. Studio microphone, scene 4. The power of the pen. You want clarity. Pick up a pen, not later. Not after your coffee. Not when you have time. Right now. Right first. Your mind, when you wake up, is like a fire hose, blasting ideas, thoughts, emotions, worries. And if you don't capture them, they vanish. They fade like fog in sunlight. Ideas not written become ghosts. Goals not written become wishes. Desires not clarified become distractions. So you write. Not because it's pretty. Not because you're a poet. But because it's necessary. Studio microphone, scene 5. Leaders write. The greatest minds wrote. Abraham Lincoln scribbled his speeches on scraps of paper. Edison filled notebooks with blueprints and breakthroughs. Marcus Aurelius journaled his thoughts, not for the public, but for himself. Because they understood. The mind forgets. The hand remembers. Don't trust your memory with your mission. Write it down. Make it real. Make it visible. Then watch your life begin to organize around what you wrote. Studio microphone, scene 6. Ink is structure for the soul. Writing is not just reflection. It's refinement. Every word you write is a decision. Every sentence is a line in your blueprint. When you write, you take chaos and give it shape. You give it structure. You give it direction. It's not about length. It's about honesty. What do I want? What do I fear? What am I avoiding? What matters most today? Answer those in writing, and your mind obeys. Studio microphone, scene 7. From scattered to focused, your mind is a garden. Writing is how you prune it. It removes the weeds of doubt. It waters the seeds of clarity. It turns anxiety into action. You don't need an hour. You need 5 minutes. 5 minutes of silence. A blank page. And your full presence. Suddenly, you're no longer reacting to the day. You're designing it. Studio microphone. Scene 8. Don't miss the meeting. Each morning is a meeting with your mind. Don't skip it. Don't arrive late. Don't let someone else speak in your place. Show up. Speak clearly. This is who I am. This is what I value. This is what I'm building. That's leadership. That's where personal power is born, not in front of an audience, but in front of a blank page. Studio microphone, scene 9. Writing transforms emotion into motion. You want to feel different? Then move different. You want to think clearer? Then write clearer. Writing turns fog into focus. It doesn't just reflect emotions, it transforms them. Frustration becomes a strategy. Fear becomes a target. Hope becomes a plan. You start the day in silence, with pen in hand, and you walk into the day with strength. Studio microphone, scene 10. From thought to action, writing is not the end, it's the ignition. Once you write it down, do something. Move your body. Make the call. Start the project. Face the hard thing. Because written words become powerful only when backed by movement. This is how transformation begins. Thought, writing, action, identity. This is how character is formed. Point 1. Honest line. Point 1. Small step. Repeated every morning. Studio microphone, scene 11. Final charge. Start with one line. So where do you start? Start small. Point 1. Sentence. One line of truth. One raw, real thought. And then another. You'll feel the shift. You're no longer waiting. You're moving. You're no longer floating. You're focused. This is not poetry. This is war against the parts of you that want to stay the same. This is leadership. And it begins with a quiet moment, a firm hand, and a few honest words on a page. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait to feel ready. Just start. Write one line. And let that be the beginning of everything. Part 3. Own the day before it owns you, from the series Built for Victory. Lessons from Napoleon Hill. Studio microphone, opening hook. With quiet intensity, write your way into clarity. Write your way into purpose. Write your way into power. Start with the truth. Start with your soul. Start as the star of your own morning, and write your way into greatness. Studio microphone, scene 1. The pen is your compass. The moment you wake up, your mind is open, raw, vulnerable, alive. Your ideas are fresh. Your doubts are loud. Your dreams are still within reach. And in that moment, there is only one choice. Will you lead your thoughts? Or will your thoughts lead you? Most people never take control. They roll into the day without direction, hoping to find meaning in the noise. But not you. You've learned that clarity is not found, it's written. You must write your thoughts, even when they're messy. You must write your mission, even when it feels far away. Because when you write, you are not just thinking, you are anchoring. You are taking command of your vision, your emotions, your energy. That is the difference between the dreamers and the doers. The doers write. Studio microphone, scene 2, the power of gratitude. And once you've written your truth, anchor yourself in gratitude. Gratitude is not weakness. It's not soft. It's not for the sentimental. It's for the strategic. It is your shield. Your strength. Your secret weapon. Why? Because it changes your energy. It shifts your lens. It reminds you that you are not empty, you are equipped. The most powerful people in the world do not start their day with what's missing. They start with what's already theirs. The breath in their lungs, the strength in their body, the roof over their head, the mission still alive inside them. And from that place of fullness, they act. Studio microphone, scene 3, 3 simple truths. So take a moment, just 10 seconds of stillness, and name 3 things you are grateful for. Write them. Speak them. Feel them. It might be simple. It might be small. But small doesn't mean insignificant. Gratitude rewires the mind. It replaces complaint with confidence. It shifts you from survival to strength. And here's what most people don't realize. You cannot build greatness from grievance. You build it from grace, from appreciation, from presence. Studio microphone, scene 4. Set one target. Now that your energy is aligned, you must aim it. Don't start your day with 20 tasks. Start it with one target. Point 1. Clear win. Because movement without direction is chaos. And chaos is the enemy of progress. Ask yourself, what is the one thing I must accomplish today that will move my mission forward? Just one. Write it down. Say it aloud. Visualize it already done. Studio microphone, scene 5. Precision is power. Power is not in doing more. Power is in doing what matters most. The people who succeed aren't those who move the fastest. They're the ones who move with focus. They know their win. They see it. And they strike early. Before the world distracts them. Before the noise interrupts. Before urgency replaces importance. This is how momentum is built. One win creates belief. Belief creates action. Action creates results. And results multiply greatness. Studio microphone, scene 6. Busyness is a trap. Don't confuse being busy with being effective. Busy flatters your ego, but it betrays your mission. Greatness is built in silence, not noise. In stillness, not rush. In intention, not impulse. So set your target, then move toward it, boldly. Studio microphone, Scene 7, The Gift of Stillness. Before you run, sit. Before you speak, breathe. Before you chase, align. The most overlooked power in your day is stillness. 10 minutes. That's all it takes. 10 minutes of silence. 10 minutes of breath. 10 minutes to remember who you are before the world tells you who to be. Stillness is not laziness. It is leadership. The most powerful people in the world master their minds before they master their tasks. Studio microphone, Scene 8. Stillness is your weapon. Stillness is your armor. It protects your peace. It sharpens your perspective. It silences the chaos before the world even begins to speak. Most people leap from bed into battle, unarmed. But you prepare. You listen to your inner voice. You breathe deeply. You return to your center. And when the storm hits, you are not shaken, because you are rooted. Studio microphone, Scene 9. Decide who you will be today, and now, finally, you must choose. Who will I be today? Before the world decides for you, you decide, not based on feelings, not based on fear, but based on vision. Will you show up bold? Or play it safe? Will you serve? Or self-protect? Will you create? Or consume? This is not a small question. It is the foundation of character. It is the cornerstone of identity. Studio microphone, Scene 10. Speak your identity aloud, so speak it. Yes, out loud. I am focused. I am disciplined. I am here to build, to serve, to rise. I bring peace with me. I bring fire with me. I am not here to survive. I am here to lead. This isn't pretending, this is preparing. Preparing your mind. Preparing your mission. Preparing your power, because words create focus. Focus shapes behavior. Behavior shapes identity. Identity builds legacy. Studio microphone, Final scene, 1 target. 1 win. 1 legacy. This is how you own your morning. Write for clarity. Speak your gratitude. Set your win. Sit in stillness. Choose who you will be. 1 target. 1 strike. 1 win. Repeated daily. This is how you build a life of greatness, not by accident, but by design. Not by luck, but by leadership. This is the Napoleon Hill mindset. This is the power of definiteness of purpose. And this is your time. Start tomorrow like a warrior, with clarity, with gratitude, with one goal, and with fire in your soul. Because the day does not shape you, you shape the day. Part 4. Burn the doubt, fuel the fire, from the series Built for Victory. Lessons from Napoleon Hill. Studio microphone, opening hook. Calm and commanding. You don't need more time. You don't need more luck. You need more fire. Fire that comes from belief. Fire that comes from purpose. Fire that comes from a desire so strong, nothing can put it out. You don't chase success. You pull it toward you, when your belief is unshakable. Studio microphone, Scene 1. The foundation, belief and purpose. Every empire begins with belief. Every movement. Every masterpiece. Every mission begins when a person stands up and says, I was born for this. Not because the world confirmed it, but because their soul declared it. And you? You must declare it too. Your life will rise to meet the level of your belief. Not belief in talent, not belief in luck, belief in your purpose. Studio microphone, Scene 2. Most people don't believe. Most people don't fail because they're unskilled. They fail because they don't believe they belong in the arena. They hesitate. They overthink. They wait for permission. But belief is not something the world hands to you. It is something you build inside yourself, brick by brick. Each morning, you must remind yourself, I am not random. I am here for a reason. I do not need approval. I need action. I will not shrink to fit. I will rise to lead. Studio microphone, Scene 3. Ignite the fire. Create a burning desire. But belief alone is not enough. It must be fed. It must be turned into a fire so hot, doubt can't survive in it. That fire is called burning desire. Napoleon Hill said it clearly. Desire is the starting point of all achievement, not a hope, not a wish, but a keen, pulsating desire which transcends everything. This is the type of desire that won't let you sleep, that pulls you out of bed, that keeps you moving when others quit, that says, I will not stop until it's done. Studio microphone, Scene 4. Feed the fire daily. Desire fades when you don't feed it. So you must fuel it daily. With vision, with reminders, with words, Wake up and say it. This is my mission. This is who I am. This is what I will create. Look at your goals. Visualize them. Feel them. Make your future more real than your fear. Because if your desire is weak, your excuses will win. But if your desire is strong, nothing will stop you. Studio microphone, scene 5. See it before you live it. Visualization. Here's the truth. Your mind does not know the difference between imagination and reality. That's why visualization works. That's why world-class athletes, entrepreneurs, and leaders practice it daily. They see it before they live it. They rehearse the win before the battle begins. You must close your eyes and walk through your dream as if it's already yours. Feel the keys in your hand. Smell the room. Hear the applause. See the signature on the contract. Feel the victory before it's even visible. This isn't fantasy. This is training your brain to believe. Studio microphone, scene 6. The mind follows the picture. Every time you see your future clearly, you take away the power of doubt. Why? Because the mind follows the dominant picture. If you feed it chaos, it creates confusion. But if you feed it a clear, bold, focused image, it creates alignment, action, and achievement. What you see repeatedly becomes what you pursue. What you pursue with fire becomes what you experience. So paint your picture. Hold it, guard it, return to it every day. Because your future begins in your vision, not your circumstances. Studio microphone, scene 7. Build persistence, the unseen power. Now let's talk about the most underrated power of all, persistence. Desire starts the fire. Belief keeps it alive. But persistence is what pushes it through the storm. Every successful person has felt tired, has felt unseen, has questioned themselves in the dark. But they didn't stop. They kept swinging, kept riding, kept knocking, kept climbing. Persistence is what separates wishers from winners. Studio microphone, scene 8. The road is hard. So what? The road will not be easy. But that's not a reason to stop. That's the reason to continue. Because each struggle sharpens you. Each delay trains you. Each no, each failure, each fall, it all becomes fuel. You weren't built to crumble under pressure. You were built to rise because of it. Studio microphone, scene 9. Develop the muscle of not quitting. You have to develop the muscle of not quitting. That is a real muscle. It must be trained. How? By doing one more rep.by, staying 10 more minutes. By writing one more page. By sending one more message. By refusing to let the day end without one act of forward motion. Persistence is not loud. It is not sexy. It is not glamorous. But it is what builds empires. Studio microphone, scene 10. Combine all four: believe, desire, visualize, persist. So here is your new morning routine, built on the fire of 4 timeless principles. 1. Believe in your purpose. Speak it until you feel it. Point 2. Burn with desire. Fuel it with words, with images, with action. Point 3. Visualize success. Rehearse it until your mind knows no other path. Point 4. Persist like your life depends on it, because your dream does. This is what separates the few from the many. Not talent, not background, not luck, but mindset, fire, and daily discipline. You are not here to try, you are here to triumph. You are not here to hope, you are here to hunt. And that begins every morning, with belief, with fire, and with relentless persistence. Part 5. Unlocking the power of decision, identity, and inner strength, from the series Built for Victory, Lessons from Napoleon Hill. Studio microphone, opening hook, calm, forceful, and soul-stirring. Your future is not waiting. It's watching. Watching the choices you make today. Because success isn't a mystery. It's a decision. A decision to take ownership of your mind, your mission, and your movement. In a world of hesitation, the decisive one wins. Studio microphone, scene 1. The power of one decision. Let's get one thing straight. One decision can change your life. Not someday, not eventually, but right now. Most people never choose with clarity. They tiptoe through life, afraid to commit, afraid to fail, afraid to stand for something. But you're different. Because you've seen what indecision costs. It costs time. It costs confidence. It costs destiny. And you are done paying that price. Studio microphone, scene 2. Decide who you are. So let me ask you something powerful. Who are you becoming? Not what's your job, not what's your title, not what's your past. Who are you, truly? Napoleon Hill taught us. Definiteness of purpose is the starting point of all achievement. So define it, declare it, not with doubt. With fire. I am a builder. I am a leader. I am relentless. I am becoming everything I was born to be. Because when you don't decide who you are, The world decides for you, and the world is often wrong. Studio microphone, scene 3. Your identity creates your outcome. Identity is everything. When you see yourself as strong, you act strong. When you see yourself as weak, you hesitate. So don't wait for proof. Create it. Start showing up like the person you're becoming. Don't wait until you're successful to act successful. Act successful to become successful. Dress like it. Speak like it. Walk like it. Decide that you will no longer be the old version of yourself. That version had its purpose. But now it's time for an upgrade. This is an ego. It's evolution. Studio microphone, scene 4. Eliminate the escape door. Now listen carefully. You cannot move forward if you leave the back door open. Too many people try to chase a dream with one foot in and one foot out. They say, I'll try this, but if it gets hard, I'll go back. But you don't get to have a breakthrough with an exit plan. You must burn the boats. Success only follows the committed. You want to build something real? Then close every escape route. Eliminate every excuse. Take the island or die trying. This is where belief becomes boldness. Studio microphone, scene 5. Fight the invisible enemies. The real enemy isn't failure. It's doubt, disguised as logic. Fear, dressed as caution. Delay. Hiding behind. One day. These are the silent killers of greatness. But here's what no one tells you. You don't have to feel fearless to act with courage. You don't have to eliminate doubt to move with faith. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's the decision that purpose matters more than fear. Studio microphone, scene 6. Control the inner voice. There's a voice inside you that doubts everything. And there's another voice that knows your power. Which one wins? The one you listen to. So stop rehearsing your weaknesses. Stop repeating the story of failure. And start scripting the story of your victory. Wake up every day and speak life into your future. I was built for pressure. I rise under challenge. I will not back down. Words aren't just sounds. They are signals to your subconscious. And your subconscious obeys repetition. Studio microphone, scene 7. Replace reaction with command. Most people live in reaction. They react to emails. Drama. Problems. But high achievers? They command their day. They lead with direction. With intention. With non-negotiables. You can't become powerful by reacting to everything. You must decide what deserves your energy, and what doesn't. Every yes you say to a distraction is a no to your destiny. Choose wisely. Studio microphone, scene 8. Build rituals of power. If you want to build a strong identity, you must create rituals that reinforce it. Daily acts that reflect who you are becoming. Small, but sacred. 1 paragraph written. 1 hard thing conquered. 1 truth spoken. 1 win claimed. This is how you turn motivation into momentum. You don't wait for motivation, you train it. You summon it. Discipline is the door to freedom. Studio microphone, scene 9. Pressure reveals the truth. Don't fear pressure. It is your teacher. Pressure shows you what's real. What's strong. What's weak. What's ready to grow. When life applies pressure, do you break, or do you build? Because pressure is the birthplace of identity. And if you can thrive there, you can thrive anywhere. Studio microphone, scene 10. Close with fire. Declare, decide, dominate. Let this be the rhythm of your morning. Declare your identity. Decide your direction. Dominate your distractions. You are not here to play small. You are here to lead. Rise. Build a legacy. 1 decision at a time. 1 belief at a time. 1 discipline day at a time. When others hesitate, you move. When others fear, you fight. When others doubt, you decide. Because you are not most people, you are the few, the focused, the fireborn. Your life is not made by luck. It's made by bold decisions. Part 6. The Day You Become Unstoppable, from the series Built for Victory. Lessons from Napoleon Hill. Studio microphone, opening hook, quiet power. Rising fire. One day, it clicks, not because the world changed, but because you did. You stopped asking for permission, you stopped waiting for signs, and you started living like the fire was already lit. This is that day. The day you become unstoppable. Studio microphone, scene 1. The truth about success most never hear. You've been told that success is about talent, about connections, about luck. But here's the truth. Success is about consistency. Success is about inner power. Success is about who you become behind closed doors. It's not flashy. It's not viral. But it's real. And it's built, brick by brick, by those who refuse to quit. Studio microphone, scene 2. The 6 morning pillars of power. Let's bring it all together now. Because the winners, they build rituals of identity. And here are the 6 you now own. 1. Command your morning, you don't drift. You decide. Point 2. Write with intention, thoughts become clear. Identity becomes anchored. Point 3. Practice gratitude, you lead from strength, not scarcity. Point 4. Set one target, one clear strike. No chaos, just movement. Point 5. Return to stillness, you don't chase the world. You center yourself. Point 6. Decide who you are. Before the world speaks, you speak louder. This is your new identity. These are your non-negotiables. This is the system that makes you unstoppable. Studio microphone, scene 3. What it really means to be unstoppable. Being unstoppable isn't about never falling. It's about never staying down. It's not about perfection. It's about persistence. You are not unshaken because life is easy. You are unshaken because you've built inner structure. When you live by principles, pressure doesn't destroy you. It reveals you. You no longer break at the first sign of resistance. You rise. Because the power is no longer outside you. It is inside. Studio microphone, scene 4. The legacy mindset. The world celebrates what's loud. But legacy is built in the quiet. I and the early hours. I and the repetition. I and the invisible wins that no one claps for. Legacy is not left someday. It is built today. So let me ask you, what will your legacy say? That you reacted? Or that you rose? That you feared? Or that you fought? Because every day you wake up, you cast a vote for the kind of life you are building. And you have voted well. Studio microphone, scene 5. Burn the excuses. Excuses are lies. The old you tells the new you to stay the same. They sound smart. They sound reasonable. But they keep you stuck. I'm too tired. I don't feel like it. I don't know how. Burn them all. Burn them with action. Burn them with vision. Burn them with the fire that says, I will not be denied. Studio microphone, scene 6. You have the blueprint now. You don't need more motivation. You need movement. And now you have the blueprint. Not a hack. Not a shortcut. But a system rooted in truth. A blueprint that begins the moment you open your eyes. And does not end until the day bows to your leadership. The morning is no longer just time. It is territory. Yours. To command. To claim. To conquer. Studio microphone, scene 7. The final shift. I am that person now. Here's the shift. The one that separates dreamers from doers. You don't say, I want to be that person. You say, I am that person now. Because identity isn't found in the future. It's built in the present. Say it. I am focused. I am disciplined. I am powerful. I am worthy. I am ready. Say it until your bones believe it. Then back it up with action. Studio microphone, final call. Stand tall and lead. So what do you do now? You rise. You lead. You carry this message like a weapon in a world of weakness. You lead when it's hard. You lead when it's quiet. You lead yourself when no one's watching. Because that's where the real victory begins. You've walked through this fire. You've earned this armor. You don't need to prove anything anymore. You just need to live it. Studio microphone, final words, quiet thunder. Let this be the whisper in your soul each morning. I was built for this. I do not break. I rise. I lead. I live by design, not by default. I build, one morning at a time, the life no one thought was possible. And when they ask you one day how you made it, you'll smile, and you'll say, I started with 6 things, and I did them every single day.